Hi everybody, hi guys, my name is Vera, I'm from Moscow, and today's video is about living in Moscow and just in general being a Russian girl who is living in Moscow. You asked me about some shops, about the products, about some TV shows, or what is like to live in Moscow? Is it like living in Europe, or is it more like living in Asia? So Moscow is a capital of Russia, so you might know this, but Moscow is not Russia, like you know like typical Russia. We say that we have Moscow, or Moscow and St. Petersburg, or big cities, and also we have the rest Russia, because level of living and the possibility of people is not the same in different parts of Russia. In some places, people cannot, for instance, buy some things, or have some entertainment, or have a museum or something that we have in Moscow. That is why a lot of people from different parts of Russia, they want to move to big cities, and we have a high level of migration though. Well, what is like living in Moscow? I traveled a lot, so I can compare to different places, and I can say living in Moscow, I like it. I like living in Moscow in general, and we have in my city I have anything I need. I mean, I have a lot of parks and green places, and I have a river and park nearby to river. Okay, it's not very clean. It's not as clean as parks in the Netherlands, for instance, but it's okay. It's the and last years everything become better, I see, and cleaner. Of course, we have a lot of ecological issues, but not not so bad as you can see in some movies, or as you can see in some films, or maybe you can see in some news. I know that this public culture, as the films or some TV shows, they show Russia as a place where something so awful sometimes happens, and very dangerous places, and a lot of things that is not really true. For instance, in Moscow, it's not a it's not a dangerous place, I can say. In general, of course, we have some kind of districts that are not so friendly for foreigners, and even for Russians. But this place is not in the center of Moscow. In the center of Moscow, you can stay, you can walk, and you can have a nice time, and everything is in English, signs, and so on. So, but you just ask me, oh, is it okay if I come to Moscow? Is it okay if I am American and I come to Moscow? Of course, it's great. It's not just okay. It's just cool. I mean, it's not Moscow. The Moscow itself. It's I think the better place to come, and St. Petersburg, of course. The rest of Russia, the small villages and the small cities, they might be not so friendly, just because it's a country style life. And even me, I sometimes afraid of travel across all Russia, because somewhere people live really poor, and if you come there with your iPhone or some cool stuff, it might not be cool thing. So they can steal maybe something, not everywhere, but we have a lot of guys in small places far away from Moscow, of course, maybe in Siberia somewhere or in some other regions, where people drink a lot in small, very, very, very small villages. And yeah, it's just the way people live. So I prefer to stay in Moscow and sometimes travel across nice medium or not so small cities, you know, not very small villages, like very small. Okay, in Moscow we have everything that I've seen in Europe, or I just came from Japan. Maybe we don't have that toilets they have in Japan, but and this variety of shops, but still most of the things, most of the gadgets, devices, clothes, I don't know, everything that I can see, it's not really surprised me, because there is the same things in Moscow. So I can say Moscow, it's quite European city right now. Of course, it's not just, maybe it's not so clean as I'd like it to be. It's not so, you know, friendly in every parts of the city as I'd like it to be. But still, I like it, you know. If you have any questions about just in general living in Moscow, about prices maybe. So about prices, Moscow is quite expensive city. I can compare it to Tokyo in some ways. So like Tokyo, I guess, or maybe like I've been living in the Netherlands. So in the Netherlands, prices sometimes lower than in Russia, but sometimes higher. So maybe yes, the same in general, just the same. I think it's quite expensive for people who come into Moscow, because we have very expensive hotels, living, so you have to pay a lot for your living, for your stay. But food is not so expensive, and clothes not too much, you know. Yes, I think living costs and entertainment costs, it's quite high. Yes. Okay, thanks for attention. This is it. I'm happy to share a piece of my life with you, and I'm really happy when you do thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye bye.